$47,000. Say it again, $47,000. That is the number on your W-2 the year you are 26, maybe 27, working somewhere with a lanyard and a badge and a parking pass, and a boss who says your first name in meetings like it proves something about the company culture. The job has benefits. The job has a 401k with a 3% match that you enrolled in because HR told you to at orientation. You are not ungrateful. You are not reckless. You tell yourself you are not behind. You check your checking account on a Tuesday night at 11 because the rent posts Wednesday morning, and you have already done the math, but you do it again. The number is fine. You move $200 from savings into checking anyway, not because you need to, just because you need the number to look a certain way before you sleep. You do not name it anything. It is just what Tuesday nights are. You go to Walmart instead of Kroger, not because Walmart is cheaper on everything. It isn't, not always, but because the parking lot at Kroger has BMWs in it sometimes, and something about standing in that lot makes you feel like you are pretending to be somewhere you haven't earned. You don't explain this to anyone. There is no language for it yet. You just go to Walmart and feel the quiet that comes from being in a room where nobody is performing anything at you. You go to dinner with people from work, and you order the second cheapest wine on the menu, not the cheapest. You know what ordering the cheapest feels like, and so does everyone at the table, even if no one looks up from their phone when the server comes. So you order the second cheapest, and you do not explain yourself, and the evening moves forward, and nobody knows you made a calculation.
The first rule: the economy was not made to make you wealthy. It was made to make you comfortable enough to not notice that you weren't being made wealthy. Comfortable enough to keep showing up, keep renewing the lease, keep ordering the second cheapest wine without asking why those are the only two options in front of you. The discomfort you feel at the ATM, in the Kroger parking lot, on the Tuesday night when you move the $200, that discomfort is not evidence you are doing something wrong. It is the sound the machine makes when it is working exactly as designed. The moment you understand that is not the moment things get easier, it is the moment they get clearer. And clearer is different from easier. Clearer is harder, and it doesn't look like anything from the outside. The shift. Nothing outside of you changes. Same apartment, same badge, same $47,000, same Tuesday nights doing the same math you already know the answer to. But you stop reading the discomfort as shame, and you start reading it as data. The thing you felt in the parking lot wasn't inferiority, it was recognition. You were seeing the edge of a system without having a name for it yet. You have a name now, and you let the calculations run louder. You write numbers down, and you look at them again. Milestone 1. $2,400 saved. You have been putting $200 a month into a high-yield savings account at an online bank with a clean app and a rate of 4.6% APY. You know what APY means now. You know the difference between a checking account and a money market and a brokerage, and none of it came from a class or a certified financial planner. It came from reading Reddit threads at 1 a.m. with your phone on the charger and the television off in the other room. You have not told anyone about the account. There is no natural way to bring it up. These are not the conversations happening at happy hour or at the dinner table. You are not superior to the people around you. You were just earlier. The private moment nobody sees. You refresh the savings account on a random Wednesday and the interest payment has posted. $9.20, and you feel something disproportionate to $9. You don't mention the $9 to anyone. Rule 2. Money that sits still is either working or it is dying. There is no resting. There is no holding pattern. Every dollar is already pointed somewhere, whether you chose the direction or not. You stop buying yourself something when something good happens. Not because you have more discipline now than you did before, because you notice that every time you did, you had to rebuild the feeling from zero, and the rebuilding cost more in time and money than the thing itself. You don't announce this, you just stop reaching for it.
Milestone 2. $8,000 saved.
One credit card at zero. The Capital One card, $1,400 balance, $29 annual fee. You opened it freshman year because a guy in a polo shirt outside the student union was handing out free frisbees, and you were 19 and did not yet understand that 24.99% APR was not a deal anyone was making in your favor. You paid it off in 7 months. Lunch at your desk 4 days a week, a thermos from home. You didn't tell anyone because there is no version of that conversation that doesn't land like a confession. The private moment. You close the Capital One app in the parking garage at work and sit in the car for a few minutes with the radio off. What you feel is not exactly pride. It is closer to the sensation of a sound stopping, the way you only notice how loud a refrigerator hums when it finally shuts off. Rule 3. Every dollar you owe someone else is a dollar whose future belongs to them, not you. You can call it a loan, you can call it leverage. At the end of the month, a portion of your labor goes somewhere you didn't choose. You stop going out every Friday, every other Friday now. Nobody holds a formal meeting about this. Someone says, "Feels like I never see you anymore," and you say, "Yeah, it's been a lot lately." And the subject changes, and that is the end of it. Milestone 3. $22,000 invested. Salary raise to $54,000. You asked for the raise with a number already in your mouth when you walked into the room. You had spent 3 evenings on Glassdoor and LinkedIn Salary, and you knew the median for your title in your city, and you said the number first, clean, without, "I was thinking around," before it. Your manager said, "Let me see what we can do." 2 weeks later, it was done. You had opened a Roth IRA 14 months before the raise. You maxed it this year, $7,000. These sentences would have been noise at 22. They have weight now. The private moment. It is a Tuesday, same time of night, same couch from Facebook Marketplace. You open your brokerage app, and the number is $22,000. And you think about your parents, what they made, what they didn't know to do, and you do not call them. Not because you don't love them, because there is nothing to say yet that wouldn't come out wrong. Rule 4. The problem is almost never how much you make. The problem is how much of what you make ends up somewhere that generates more. Those are 2 different levers, and most people pull only one their entire working lives. You stop explaining your financial decisions to people who didn't ask. You used to explain. You don't anymore. Milestone 4. $47,000 invested. Salary at $61,000. Car paid off. A 2019 Honda Civic, bought used from a dealership in New Jersey with a cashier's check you had printed at a bank branch on a Saturday morning. You had read enough to know that financing a used vehicle is one of the quietest and most normalized ways a person loses money without anyone calling it a loss. You walked in with the check. The salesman looked at it the way people look at things they don't see often. You live in the same square footage. You cook most nights. You have one streaming service. A coworker mentions his new F-150, the payments, the color, the heated seats, and you say, "Nice truck." Inside, you are running arithmetic he did not ask to see. The private moment. You update your budget spreadsheet on a Sunday evening and notice for the first time that your investment accounts will grow by more this year than you will spend on rent. You do not mark this. You close the laptop and wash the dishes. Rule 5. Looking like you are doing well and actually doing well require opposite behaviors for a window of time long enough to matter. At some point, you choose one. Most people choose the appearance without recognizing it as a choice. You stop following accounts that make money look like a personality. Milestone 5. $110,000 invested. Salary at $71,000. A new city. You got the job by applying, preparing, and saying a number 22% above your current salary when the recruiter asked what you were looking for. She asked, you told her. No softening before or after it. They said yes. You signed a lease on a one-bedroom in a city you did not know well, $1,400 a month, and paid the first month in security deposit out of checking without touching savings. The transfer posted. You refreshed once. That was the ceremony. The private moment, a Sunday afternoon, new apartment, boxes still in the hallway. You update the direct deposit form, adjust the automatic transfer to the brokerage, confirm the Roth IRA schedule. 11 minutes. You make a sandwich. 12 minutes total. Rule 6. The system does not reward patience. It rewards time. Those are not the same thing. Patience is something you feel. Time passes whether you feel anything or not. You can be anxious and impatient and still let time do its work if you set the transfers up and don't touch them. You stop waiting to feel ready. $47,000. You remember the number. You will always remember the number. Same person, same Tuesday nights, same calculation run twice, even when the answer hasn't changed. The city is different, the balances are different, but the part of you that checks the account before midnight, that moves the $200 to make the number look right before you close the app and try to sleep, that version of you is not behind. That version of you is paying attention, and paying attention, as it turns out, is the only place any of this starts.